What's up, everybody? It's that time again. Week three's edition of the hot seat. I don't have too many participants on the hot seat today because I'm only putting the head coaches on the hot seat. Now, I can put some coordinators on the hot seat. I can put a couple of quarterbacks on the hot seat. But guess what? Everything falls on the head coach. The head coach is responsible for everything that happens on the field. Every call that's made on the sideline, it falls on the head coach. Just like the head coach can get all the grace and accolades for winning, he can get the criticism for losing. And I got plenty of criticism to give out today. And the first participant on the hot seat is that Florida State head coach, Mike Norvell. He have turned Florida State into a laughingstock after having one of the best seasons last season that they had in a long time. They even had playoffs hopes last season. It didn't go in their favor, but they had them. And after the season, crying, complaining, bitching, and moaning. Throughout all the lawsuits, this is what Florida State football has came to. A 0-3 record. Losing to unranked Boston College. Losing to unranked Memphis on yesterday. And they lost to unranked Georgia Tech in week 1. That's what Florida State football has came to under Mike Norvell after having a championship caliber football team last season. It has come to crying and complaining and suing and getting the brakes beat off of by unranked teams. Mike Norvell went out and handsomely paid a mediocre quarterback to transfer to his program. Mike Norvell has taken several productive college football players from their programs and paid them to transfer to Florida State. And he has made them worse. Now, he paid them, but he made them worse. I'm going to tell you that right now. Mike Norvell, this guy goes out on yesterday and get beat by the team he left to coach Florida State. That is sad. Mike Norvell got Florida State out here getting beat by a group of 5 program. I believe Memphis is a group of 5. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But Memphis don't even supposed to be on the field competing with Florida State. But yet they on the field beating the hell out of Florida State. Now, I know Memphis got some good athletes over there, and I know they're a good football team. But the caliber of players that Mike Norvell got over there, those players at Memphis shouldn't be on the same field with them. But guess what? I guess Memphis proved me wrong. I felt like Florida State could beat Memphis until the game began. And all of that shit went out the window. Mike Norvell, just letting you reiterating to you Florida State fans, Mike Norvell is a fraud of a head coach. He is a fraud. If you want to keep believing in him, keep believing in him. But I done gave you fair warning. I'm telling you now. His quarterback that he paid to come over there and be his starting quarterback, DJ Ungulele, okay? So he paid him to come on over there. On yesterday against the Memphis Tigers, I believe DJ had 200 yards passing and 0 interceptions. DJ Ungulele has only thrown 1 touchdown this whole entire season. 3 games, 1 touchdown, unacceptable. And you paying him handsomely. You got Roydell Williams over there. Roydell Williams. I don't even know if he'd have scored a touchdown this season. Transfer from Alabama. I don't even know if he didn't score a touchdown, but I know through 3 games, he ain't even got 100 yards rushing. Yesterday, he had 5 carries for 6 yards. This is what's going on under Mike Norvell. Mike Norvell is responsible for all of this. It's unexplainable to me. Inexcusable. There's no excuse that a Florida State fan can make for Mike Norvell and make it sound believable. Not none. Mike Norvell is a fraud. And he done defrauded Florida State University out of millions of dollars. Out of millions of dollars. When the AD, the president, thought it was possible that he would leave and come to Alabama, glad he didn't, that he would leave for Alabama. They gave him a contract extension, a big one too. And I'm thankful for that. I am thankful. Mike Norvell, trust me, as an Alabama fan, we don't want you to step foot in the state of Alabama unless you're going to Auburn. You can make them worse than what they already are. Because it is a proven fact, Mike Norvell, that's what you do. You make programs worse than what they are. You will have a great season, one of them, and then after that, you'll take their money and you'll quit on them. Because that's what you did to Florida State. You took that big ass pay raise and you quit on them. And they can't fire you, or they're going to have to pay you millions of dollars anyway. You done got over like Jimbo Fisher did, Mike Norvell. And you should be ashamed of yourself. You failing those kids, man. You are failing those athletes as their head coach. You are failing your staff as their boss. You are failing them. But hey, it is what it is. Sometimes they say everybody's out for themselves. And I believe you are, Mike Norvell. You can get up on the mic and say how disappointed you are and how ill prepared you are. Well, what's the reason? What's the reason? And I can tell you right now, it ain't the players. It's the coaching. It's Mike Norvell. For any of you Florida State fans that feel otherwise, it's Mike Norvell. You got the athletes. You got the talent. Mike Norvell just quit on the job. That's what he done. But hey, it is what it is. I ain't going to stay on you too long, Mike Norvell, because you done been on here every week that your football team done stepped on the field. The only reason you went on here last week, because you didn't play. Because if you would have, you would have been in the same situation that you are now, except you will be 0-4 instead of 0-3. Straight up garbage. So Mike Norvell, once again, welcome to the hot seat, baby. And the next participant on the hot seat is that damn, who do I want to go next? Let's see. The next participant on the hot seat is that damn Billy Napier, Florida Gators head coach. It's something in the water in Florida. It just ain't got to Miami yet. That's all it is. It ain't got to Miami yet. But Billy Napier, it is near. It is near. It is this close. I thought it would have happened last night. But you got your ass tore out the frame again. Billy Napier, it is unacceptable, unacceptable, unacceptable. You got one win this season against Sanford, the Sanford Bulldogs. I didn't know who that team was till about 2 years ago. But you went and you whooped them, which they shouldn't be on the field with you anyway. But when it comes to Power 4 programs, you get mollywop. You get the brakes beat off you. You are terrible. You are a terrible head coach in the Power 4 level, Billy Napier. Go on back to Group of 5, FBS, wherever you may be. You need to go there. And you need to take some of those Florida Gators players with you. I know during the offseason, Florida Gator fans were talking about Florida recruiting. Where is it? If you got the players, put them on the field. No matter if they're a freshman or sophomore, they can't be worse than what you got, Mr. Billy Napier. You should be trying everything. I mean, absolutely everything. If you got to put up a flyer, get some people off the streets, give some of those kids out the stands, do that because you need help. You need help. And I'm telling you now, Billy Napier, you will not make it through the season. Now, next week, you got to play Mississippi State. They are terrible too. They just got blew out the daggone stadium, out their home stadium by Toledo. So you might be able to get a win against them. You might. I don't know. I don't know. But this is going to be a bottom of the barrel bowl game for both teams. Bottom of the barrel bowl, that's what we'll call it. Florida Gators versus Mississippi State Bulldogs. Both of them straight hot garbage. And if I was a fan of any one of those teams, I wouldn't go to that damn game. I wouldn't even watch that shit on the SEC network because it ain't going to be nothing but a mess. I would rather go to a high school football game than watch that crap. Billy Napier and them Florida Gators, they are a travesty right now. Florida Gator football has fallen so far since Dan Mullen. That was the worst thing they could have done, was fire Dan Mullen. I don't give a damn that Dan Mullen don't like to recruit. Hire somebody that'll recruit. Put some people around Dan Mullen that will recruit. The worst thing you could have did was fire Dan Mullen and hire Billy Napier. And for the past 2 seasons, I had faith in Billy Napier that he was going to get Florida State football on track. Well, nope, it ain't happening. It keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm going to tell you, I know Florida got a hard schedule this season. I know it. But you got to win some of these games. Billy Napier ain't won a game that he ain't supposed to won yet. But he done lost some games that he was supposed to won. He hasn't won a game against big-time competition. Not a one. Not a one. And you got, matter of fact, after Mississippi State, I'm going to say UCF is going to beat Billy Napier and his Florida Gators. Tennessee, they're going to straight, I can't imagine what Tennessee going to do to them. Tennessee might put up 70 points like they did on Kent State on last night. You might, and you got the, I think you got to go to Neyland Stadium. Billy Napier, don't go to Tennessee. Anyway, Kentucky gonna beat them. No doubt about it. Georgia gonna straight kill them. Texas, oh my goodness. Ooh, even LSU gonna tear y'all out the water. Ole Miss, don't want to think about it. And then it's another bottom of the barrel bowl for y'all. Florida against Florida State. Billy Napier, I see maybe 2 wins on your schedule. All right. Well, 2 additional wins with the one you got against Samford. So I'm going to say you go 3-9. But by that time, Billy Napier, you will not be the head coach of the Florida Gators. You will not. Now, you might go and be a coordinator somewhere. But this is your last stop as a head coach, Billy Napier. I'm telling you that right now. This is your last stop. I know they got to pay you like what? Maybe $26, $27 million. Take your money. Take your money, please. Matter of fact, you go tell them, hey, I don't want to be here no more. Can I have my buyout so I can go ahead and leave? Just do that. Instead of them calling you into the office to inform you, because you know it's coming. You know it's coming. But hey, Billy Napier, just like daggone Mike Norvell, welcome to the hot seat. And you too, Billy Napier, became accustomed to being on the hot seat last season and this season. I'm about to ban you from the damn hot seat. Billy Napier, you done been on here so damn much. But once again, Billy Napier, welcome to the hot seat. Next on the hot seat for week 3. Now, this is a first. This is a first for Well, I'll get to that later. But anyway, next on the hot seat, Kentucky Wildcats head coach, Mark Stoops. Mark Stoops, Mark Stoops, Mark Stoops. How many times against the Georgia Bulldogs are you going to do this? It's been 2 to 3 times that we done seen Mark Stoops and his Kentucky Wildcats have Georgia on the ropes and can't get it done. Mark Stoops being conservative. He just can't get it done against those Georgia Bulldogs for some damn reason. He'll play them close all game, and then at the end, he just take his thinking cap off. I don't know what the hell be going on with Mark Stoops. It's like he be trying to lose. He be trying to find a way to lose the game against these Georgia Bulldogs. Last night, you had Georgia Bulldogs dead to right. 4th and 8. Little over 3 minutes left. 50-yard line. You got to go for that. You elect the punt. What do you got to lose? What do you have to lose? The game? Well, you lost it anyway. Give those players a chance. Give them a chance to convert. Show them that you got the confidence in them. You taking away their confidence by doing that. I'm sure they like, coach don't even believe in us. You come out here and give your reasons. Oh, I wanted them to go to the length of the field. Man, come on, man. Come on, man. You got to go for it in that situation. You'd have picked it up. It could have been possible that Georgia would have never seen the ball again or seen it with less than a minute left. But no. Mark Stoops, oh, let's punt it. Let's punt it. That's why you can't get it done, Mark Stoops. And I done said it many times before. I don't understand why Kentucky continues to hold on to you. You are average, possibly less or below average head coach. You're scared to take chances. Scared it's going to backfire on your ass. And then the decision that you do make always wind up backfiring on you anyway. You got to go for that. If you don't make it, oh freaking well. Oh well. What they were going to do? You gave up 1 touchdown, and that was in the 4th quarter. Your defense was playing good, man. Let your defense get a stop. Having to kick a field goal, you're down by 4, and you can get the ball back. In an attempt to go down the field, which, hey, you couldn't do that any damn way. Couldn't do that anyway. And like I say, everything falls on the head coach. You go from running the ball that's working to passing. And Vandegrift wasn't getting nothing all daggone night, really. He'll hit a pass here and there. But other than that, he wasn't doing a damn thing. But you could run the ball. You could run the ball. As a matter of fact, Kentucky ran the ball for 170 yards. It should have been more. It was 2nd and 8. You wanted to pass. 3rd and 8. You wanted to pass. When you ran the ball, you got the ball where you had it by running. Why go away from it? It's like every time you get to midfield, you want to try to go to the pass. And that shit wasn't working. And that falls on you, Mark Stoops, because guess what? Every play that's called, you can hear it. It's coming through you, and you got the power to veto any and every call. But no, want to go away from what's working to what's not working. Sad, sad, sad. You had 114 total passing yards out of 4 freaking quarters. That ain't good. That ain't good. So, hey, you deserve this loss, Mark Stoops. And you deserve to find yourself with another program. Mark Stoops, I'm going to tell you now, you are not an SEC caliber head coach. You're not. Your teams have no offense. What was the guy named? Ray Davis from 2 years ago, I believe it was from 2 years ago. That was the best athlete you had on the offensive side of the ball since you've been there. And still, and you used him till you used him up. And now he ain't there no more. You are lost. You are lost. Mark Stoops, like I say, you had those Georgia Bulldogs dead to right. What did you have to lose by going for it on 4th and 8 with a little over 3 minutes left? And like I say, you should have been running the ball, chewing up clock instead of trying to pass it with a mediocre quarterback, because that's what he is. It's a reason why he was at Georgia for 3-4 years and never got on the damn field. It's a reason for that. There's a reason he couldn't beat out a walk-on in Stetson Bennett. There's a reason for that. But you got him. You got him. And you trying to make him out of a passing quarterback. Let that guy hand the ball off, especially when the run game is working. Your team was running through Georgia defense like they was non-existent, really. Your offensive line was blowing Georgia Bulldogs defensive line off the ball. But yet, you want to try to pass with a mediocre quarterback with a noodle arm, because that's what he got. And it falls on you, Mark Stoops. So, Mark Stoops, welcome to the hot seat. Now, like I said, this is the first for the hot seat. I have never done this before. I have never put 2 head coaches on the hot seat in the same week that went head to head against each other. Never did it, but I'm doing it today. And the next participant on the hot seat is that damn Kirby Smart. Kirby. You are being exposed. I told everybody, this is the season that we will see if Kirby is the head coach that everybody think he is. And it's already happening. I don't care that the Georgia Bulldogs is sitting at 3-0 right now. I don't care if they stay at the number one team or they drop to 2 or 3. I don't give a damn about that. I don't care. But for Kirby Smart to come out and allow a showing like last night tells you something. Now, I got all these Georgia Bulldog fans talking about, well, Kentucky always plays us close. That ain't no excuse for last night. No excuse whatsoever. Georgia Bulldogs got better athletes, better talent all across the board than those Kentucky Wildcats. Kirby Smart is a way better coach than daggone Mark Stoops. No excuse for it. He got the better quarterback. I don't know about running backs because Trevor Etienne looked like he didn't want to play last night. That's what I seen. Okay. Carson Beck, I don't know what's his damn problem. I don't know. But the offensive side, I ain't saying nothing else about Mike Bobo. Because like I say, the head coach, Kirby Smart, is ultimately responsible. And Kirby Smart allowed that offensive side of the ball to put up only 63 yards in the first half. He sat there and watched his Georgia Bulldogs muster up 3 points in the whole first half. 63 points, 63 yards and 3 points in an entire first half. From what is considered by a lot of people the number 1 college football team in the nation. Unacceptable. Unexplainable, really. Unexplainable. That's Kirby Smart. Had that been my Alabama Crimson Tide, Tennessee, Ole Miss, and a lot of other teams, Georgia would have suffered its first regular season loss in the past 3 years. They hold that high. They hold that high. I don't even like to hear Kirby talk at his press conference or pre-game conference or Post game come. I don't like to hear him talk because he always got an excuse. He always got an excuse. Oh, the SEC is hard. It's hard playing on the road in the SEC. Well, everybody got to do it. Why so hard for you, Kirby, but seems so easy for everybody else? Why you always got to point out the fact it's hard to go on the road in the SEC? Oh man, every SEC team is tough. Every time you play a tough game against a SEC program, you always got to point it out. Well, everybody got to do it, not just the Georgia Bulldogs. Kirby Smart, you and your Bulldogs will be exposed when you play my Alabama Crimson Tide in 2 weeks. You will be exposed when you play Tennessee. You will be exposed when you play Texas. You will be exposed when you play Ole Miss. And I'm not basing it off just the performance of last night. I'm not only basing it off of that. I'm basing it off what I see game after game. Through the 3 games you done played, I'm basing it off what I see. That's what I'm basing it off of. The eye test. And my eyes tell me you ain't, or Kirby Smart and those Georgia Bulldogs ain't what a lot of people think they are. And it's just like I see it, a lot of other people see it. But a lot of people want to look at it with blind eyes or with their red and black shades on. But it's all good. But Kirby, that performance last night for your Georgia Bulldogs to have 63 yards in an entire first half and only 3 points, there is no excuse for that. There is no excuse for that. But like I always say, the game is 4 quarters, not 2. The game is 60 minutes, not 50 minutes, not 45 minutes. I always say that. And you pulled it out, Kirby Smart. But at the same time, Mark Stoops let you off the hook, as he done did it many times before. Mark Stoops let you off the hook. Shit, based off that performance last night. Based off the performance last night, hell, you can say Mark Stoops is on the same level as Kirby Smart if you just base it off the game last night. But we all know that's not the case. But if anybody who ain't seen these two teams go up against each other or ever seen Kentucky play, you can make that assessment. But for people who watch SEC football, we know that's not the case. But hey, Kirby Smart, you better get your damn team ready. You need to stop making excuses for them. That's what you need to do. Stop making these excuses. Every time you turn around, Kirby Smart out on the field in the ref's face. I mean, damn. How oh man, you begging the refs for a call. That's what you're doing. You begging the refs for a call. But I'm gonna tell you, Kirby Smart ain't the coach that everybody think he is. Kirby Smart done had the benefit of easy scheduling ever since he done been the head coach of the Georgia Bulldogs. And now that he got somewhat of a tough schedule, we all gonna see what KB already know. Trust me on this. Alabama, Tennessee, Texas, and Ole Miss. I can guarantee you right now, Kirby Smart will not be 0-4 in those games. And then you Georgia Bulldogs fans can stop throwing it in people's face that, we ain't lost a regular season game in this amount of time. You can stop it. Okay? Don't nobody care about that but y'all and Kirby Smart. Don't nobody care about that. Nobody. Because we all know you're on a 4-game win streak. That's all I know. Hell, I can go up and I can throw up that my Alabama Crimson Tide done beat 55 unranked non-conference opponents. Okay, we got a 55-game win streak against unranked non-conference opponents. I can throw that up, but it sounds dumb as hell. Dumb as hell. But hey, it is what it is. But Kirby Smart, he's responsible for this crap last night. He is so responsible for the Georgia Bulldogs having 160 yards passing with 0 passing touchdowns. He is responsible for the Georgia Bulldogs rushing for 102 yards and 1 touchdown. Matter of fact, he is responsible for Carson Beck going 15 of 24, 160 yards and 0 touchdowns. Kirby is responsible for that. Kirby is responsible for Travis Etienne carrying the ball 19 times for 79 yards and 0 touchdowns. He's responsible for Carson Beck. Matter of fact, he's responsible. What else he responsible for? Nate Frazier, y'all daggone freshman phenomenon, having 3 carries for only 2 yards. He's responsible for Branson Robinson having 2 carries for 5 yards and Carson Beck 5 carries for 18 yards. He's responsible for that. But he's also responsible for that 13-12 mediocre performance against the Kentucky Wildcats. But guess what, Georgia Bulldog fans? He's also responsible for the win. And like I always tell y'all, an ugly win is better than a pretty loss. That'll make you feel better about your team. But don't worry, Georgia Bulldog fans. I'm going to get on your ass. I'm going to say that for a separate video because y'all are ridiculous. Tell you that right now. Too easy to give up. But anyway, Kirby, welcome to the hot seat. And I'm going to end it at that. All right? So stay tuned for week's 4 edition of the hot seat next Sunday. Even though my Alabama Crimson Tide won't be playing, I'm sure somebody will be on the hot seat. And I'll catch y'all later. And roll damn Tide.